大家好，欢迎来到今日头条 at the Espresso， 我是卡存象。今天是2021年10月13号，星期三，大家怎么样？今天的今日头条呢，来自纽约时报中文网，纽约时报中文网 New York Times。好的，我们一起来看一下今日头条一，台湾成中美矛盾核心问题，摩擦起火并不遥远。台湾成中美矛盾核心问题，摩擦起火并不遥远。好，我们先来看词汇。Let's first look at vocabulary 词汇台湾成中美矛盾 conflict 中美矛盾 So China-US conflict 核心问题 we know issue or question 核心 core 核心问题 core issue 摩擦 it referring to the friction 起火 so because of the ongoing friction fire you're gonna lead to fire and obviously here is the metaphor for war 并不 not actually so 不 we know is not right 并 is to emphasize not really not actually so it's kind of indicating the situation is against or not necessarily in line with your expectation 遥远 far away so the military conflict is not actually far away, isn't it? So here is a question mark. It's clearly the article want to talk about the uncertainty in terms of China-US relationship because of Taiwan. And then we have a interesting or useful structure. So something 成 something 核心问题. So here A become the core issue of B, right? So 台湾成中美矛盾核心问题. Okay. Let's read one last time. 台湾成中美矛盾核心问题，摩擦起火并不遥远。好，今日头条2，一切都不正常了，供应链大混乱下的美国港口。一切都不正常了，供应链大混乱下的美国港口。好的，我们也是先看词汇 So word first 正常 normal 不正常 So not normal 一切 everything 一切供应链 supply chain 混乱 chaos 大混乱 So a big mess 美国港口 ports 美国港口 So US ports And we have a couple of grammar words So let's have a look The first one is 都 here Now in English you just say everything 一切 But in Chinese in order to make it grammatically correct when you use 一切 as a subject that means if it's at the beginning it's a subject of the sentence you need to say 一切都you need to add the 都 here 都 on its own means all 所以呢一切都 unless you use 一切 as a object at the end of the sentence so for example I like everything about you 我喜欢你的一切 everything about you then you don't need the 都 but if you use everything at the beginning everything is great everything is going well everyone all this we need 都 The second is a useful sentence structure 不什么什么了 no longer so here the difference if we say 不正常 that means not normal 不正常了no longer so it used to be normal so you can see the difference when you add the 了不什么什么了 so the port is no longer normal everything is not normal anymore at the port 不什么什么了 You can use verb as well. So, for example, 不学习了 no longer study. 我不学习中文了 I no longer study Chinese. Okay? Or I no longer like this color. 我不喜欢这个颜色了 Okay, so it's actually a very useful structure. 不 something 了。好 The word I want to choose is 矛盾 HSK 5 vocabulary. It's very interesting actually, the idea in Chinese to express conflict and the contradiction. So we actually use a spear, so you can see, and shield to indicate conflict and contradictory. Why is that? You can see the spear and the shield, they're against each other. They are for different purpose, right? One is to attack, one is to defend. So they present conflicting views and functions. So 矛盾. And actually 矛盾 has a very interesting Chinese idiom called 自相矛盾, self-contradictory. It's a very interesting story, talk about a guy tried to sell his spears and shields at the same time in the market. So he was telling everybody, look, everyone, how sharp my spear is. It can cut through, it can go through everything, every single shield in this world. And then he was talking about his shield. Then he also said, now everyone look at my shield, how strong it is. No matter what kind of spear can go through it, you can totally be safe. So someone in the audience then asked, okay, so what happens if we use your spear and to attack your shield? And the guy's speechless. He has nothing to say because what he said was self-contradictory. So 自相矛盾. That's the famous idiom. But 矛盾 coming from these two objects in Chinese culture. 好的，我们来看一下这两个汉字。这个就是今天的词，那么谢谢大家观看今日头条。今天是2021年10月13号，星期三，我们明天见喽，拜拜。